Welcome to
Keep trying to interact. I don't know. Those
Goodbye.
sign-offs never work.
Hello and welcome to another episode of X to Interact. Today we got your host Gaff along with Sam and Eric, and today we'll be talking about the miracle of game shadow dropping and what our favorite shadow drops would be. First, I just want to quickly remind you all where you can find us. All the audio listeners can find our podcast on all your favorite podcast services, or you can look us up on twitch.tv/xinteract or youtube.com/xinteract, where we post videos every week. And all of this can be found on podpage.com/xinteract. With all that out of the way, let's get to the topic at hand, which is game shadow dropping, which is always something that every fan wants to happen whenever they're anticipating a game. No one wants to wait too long for their goodies to get in their hand. And a lot of these times when we know an announcement is coming, obviously the dream is for them to say, and it's available today or tomorrow. And something that recently did that executed all of that perfectly was HiFi Rush, where these guys that Tango, known for making horror games like Evil Within, they just suddenly started talking about this rhythm-based, cartoony art style game, and it looked really cool. But what made it even cooler was that they said it was available today, as in the day of the announcement, and it was on Game Pass on top of that, which made it even more accessible than you would normally think. So those guys ticked all the boxes, and I think it's been a few days, and I think we can see how the results have paid off for them, because everyone's talking about HiFi Rush. Everyone has played it, and it's gotten amazing reviews. And unfortunately, this all came around too fast for any of us to put it on our fantasy draft, so no one got any points for it. Perhaps for the best, because I would have been sad if I missed out on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was lightning in a bottle, to be honest. And I want us all to talk about how we think of shadow drops and what our ideal game that's probably, I guess if we're all thinking about a game that's like somewhere in the ether, like that we know exists, what would we like to be shadow dropped. So one of you take it away.
I think you all know, or both know, what game I would love to have shadow dropped. They just whipped out like, yo, Sly 5 out today. That would be obviously my fucking dream. But like, as far as like an announced game that I want to be shadow up, like, bro, just do it with Starfield. Come on, just do it. Like, why not? Like, people like that game's gonna sell either way. People are gonna download on Game Pass either way. Don't need to market the shit out of it. That's what, in general, shadow drops I think should be more of a thing. And I talked about this with my brother before about like the MCU. Like, I wish that they would just like announce a movie and be like, it's out next week, because that would be incredible. Because like
insanity.
Because like for Endgame, we got like a couple trailers and like, we don't need these trailers. Like, you can just say that this movie's out, next week.
I remember,
and literally everyone's gonna go see it still. Like, we don't need any of this. Like,
I remember the rampant online discussion around the time of Endgame, and how, because there are no trailers out, people were legitimately beginning to wonder, are they just not going to put out a trailer and just put out the movie like that?
That would have been awesome.
And that'd be awesome, but also kind of a insane idea.
Insane, but I think it would have worked. I still think that movie would have made a ton of money.
Yeah, a ton of clout.
Yeah, I think shadow drops, especially in gaming, like, should be, since there's so many damn games coming out all the time, be awesome if this was a little bit more prevalent. I think HiFi Rush was like a perfect game to shadow drop. They made one awesome like showing at that developer direct, and just like, it's out today. And like, obviously, I think a lot of the time shadow drops are hard just because it's hard to hide the fact that you're making a game.
Leaks.
Yeah.
Even HiFi Rush was leaked a tiny bit.
Yeah. So it's just like that whole logistical part is very hard to handle. And obviously if they were trying to, if anybody tried to do that with like a big, like, you know, huge game, I was going to say AAA, but technically I guess Hi-Fi Rush is AAA. It's I don't know. How would you describe Hi-Fi Rush? It was made by Xbox, but published by Xbox. But yeah, I wish there was a big game out there that would just have the balls to not drop any trailers except one, and then just have a release date, or just have like out today. That'd be awesome. Because I don't need to watch a ton of trailers, especially for like games that obviously you're not going to do that with like a new IP. So like Starfield would be interesting if they did that. But like if they did that with like a Fallout, that'd be awesome.
And so speaking of Fallout, Fallout 4, wasn't there a very short window between their announcement at E3 and the actual release of the game?
Yeah, so that came out like as you said, it was announced during E3, and then it came out like in November, I want to say, or like October or something. So yeah, that was pretty quick.
Pretty quick, but not a shadow drop.
Not a shadow drop.
Thinking about.
Yeah. But like I like when games do that. Like honestly, the shorter from announcement to like release is the better, because then we're not just like thinking about, oh, maybe it's delayed. We're not overthinking, oh, this game's gonna be terrible. Like we're not getting 50 trailers like Deathloop like hit us over the damn head with their trailers. And a game I've talked about before, Spider-Man 2018, so many trailers. That game was, for a Spider-Man game, way overmarketed. Like, it's a Spider-Man game. It's gonna sell. You don't need to market the living shit out of it. Like, and that's just, yeah, that's my ideal world would just be like more shadow drops and smaller gaps.
They put out all those trailers for Spider-Man, and that gave everyone enough time to criticize the puddles. If you remember.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
Remember the boat people?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't. Remind me about the boat people.
So if you like were good enough, you could like swing out onto the water and like get onto a boat.
Nice.
And like there were people on the boats, but like their textures were just like completely fucked up. So like their heads were just like triangles. It was hilarious.
I need to look at that.
And then I think the pigeon textures, and I don't know if that was 2018 or that might have been Miles Morales. The pigeons were pretty bad looking too. But
oh my god, Insomniac, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, come on.
Pick up the slack. Eric, what would your dream shadow drop me be?
Persona 6. No, I'm just kidding. If only.
I think there is some credence to that, because
I don't think it's a shadow drop though.
The latest rumor that's lurking around the internet is that Persona 6 and Persona 3 Remake are, in quotes, pretty far in development.
But those are not going to be shadow drop. Those are too big to be shadow drop. Like, I get.
But that's what I'm saying. Big games should be shadow drop because people are going to buy them anyway.
Yeah, but like you also have to there's a lot more that goes into it than just like shadow dropping. You have to like consider the physical side of things as well. Marketing. Marketing does help. Like even though like you'll get those occasional like fun games that like shadow drop, those aren't going to be like the big blockbusters that bring in the sales. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they should be. I mean, with Game Pass especially, like who's buying physical anyway? You know.
I think Game Pass is a different story. That's why I think it worked for Hi-Fi Rush. Like that's
yeah, Game Pass is an X factor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. New Xbox podcast, The X Factor.
It's already a show. It's probably copyrighted.
Yeah, probably. I mean, like, I think this happened a lot of times too. The demos like shadow drop a lot too. So like, I would kind of like want a shadow drop of like a Final Fantasy 16 demo because like just give it to me already. Like, come
Demo.
on,
Oh yeah.
give me a demo. I think that happened for Final Fantasy 15 as well. I forget like what event it was, but there was an event and they shadow dropped the demo that night. And it was like I was like sitting up like waiting for it to download and like playing it. I was like, oh, I'm having a good time here.
Forspoken dropped a
Oh no,
demo.
yeah, I don't know.
No one wants that though.
I had fun with the demo. All right.
Did you though? I didn't hear you
Yeah.
talk about it at
Yeah,
all.
because it was short,
Till
right?
now.
I talked about it. What are you talking about? I talked about it the week I played it. I liked
don't
it.
know.
Not
Did you
enough
buy-
to
Did
like
you buy the game though?
not enough to confirm that I would buy the game for $70, but I'll buy it down the
Really?
line and have fun.
Yeah, like I think demos like are the best for me because like if I'm looking forward to a game, like of course I would love it to have it there immediately, but like not if it's like gonna have issues and stuff like that. You know, like I want games to be shadow dropped when they're completely done
Yeah.
and ready. Like don't put it out there, just put it out there. Like the Halo multiplayer back then. That was shadow dropped that same day, I believe, right? For Infinite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that was pretty cool. But like all as we know, like Halo Infinite is not in a good state right now. So I mean, like
Well, that's funny because when it got to my turn, I was gonna say the Halo Infinite multiplayer shadow drop was gonna be one of my favorite moments of all of 2022. I had so much fun that afternoon. It's
Yeah.
not even funny.
Halo was fun
And-
for a week.
yeah, don't get me wrong,
It
it was
was-
fun, but like
It was more than a
issues.
week for me. It was
I
like a
know.
good long while. And
you still play it.
I know I still play it. And yes, they could not follow up with it. But man, did they capture the moment for that window of time. It was beautiful.
Sure, but like I feel like they should have delayed it. Not looking like
Sure,
looking back at it now, they probably should have delayed
if they
it.
could have, I guess if they could have done it, they could have dropped it later and have more content to keep up the momentum. Yes, I suppose it could have been better.
I suppose.
I suppose.
Hey, it won Game of the Year at Game Informer, so
Woo!
you know, who are we to say?
Now looking back at it, I'm just kind of like, oh well.
That's a solid reaction to the
Yeah,
Halo Infinite, I would say.
I think it's just that honeymoon phase, like just it was like there for like a good month and then it died out real quick.
Yeah. Rip.
Yeah, rest in peace. Well, it's not dead yet. Still chugging
Are
along.
you sure about that?
Season 3 will come in
Look-
March.
Oh, I'm
Look
just saying.
forward
Look
to
at
it.
343. Look at all the people that just left. I know they're saying like it was the campaign side of things, but I don't know.
We'll see about season 4, but for now, season 3 is good to go.
Going strong.
Yeah. So I was talking about Halo Infinite. That was one of my favorite, and I don't know if this really counts, but because it's a mobile game, but Pokemon Go, because no one really markets a mobile game beforehand, not like you do for a AAA console game, but yeah, I mean, that got on the App Store one day, and it was the best thing since sliced bread.
Was
And
that
then-
Shadow Drop? I can't even remember.
And then everybody tried to copy it.
Yeah, Tomb Raider Go,
Ghostbusters, Harry Potter.
right?
Isn't there a Marvel thing now?
maybe.
Wasn't that announced like last year? There was a
I don't
Marvel
know.
Marvel Go or something. I can't remember what it was called, but there was something similar to it. Try to copy it.
Yeah, Pokemon Go was a magical time, and then
Yeah,
I
it was. I
took the
agree.
liberty of looking up some other things that were shadow dropped, and
Ooh, nice.
I didn't
Shout
realize-
one out that I just remembered.
Yeah?
So Zelda, the second DLC for Zelda Breath of the Wild, that was like. So the season
Day of?
pass itself was announced way beforehand, but like the second DLC was announced at Game Awards and like shadow dropped that same night, which is pretty cool.
was
Oh.
that
It
the
was-
motorcycle one?
Yeah, that was the motorcycle one. People saw that. I was just like, oh shit, it fucking Link got a motorcycle from the same one from Mario Kart. It was just fucking dope as hell though.
So, along with that, so I didn't know that Apex Legends was
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Apex is a
Shadow
shadow
drop.
drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like leaked. Like I don't want to know. I don't know. It was the day before, but like it was leaked like literally hours beforehand.
Yeah, that
And
was a
like
big one. Everybody was playing it.
yeah, and like I was kind of skeptical about that because I was hearing the rumors about it, and people were like, "Oh yeah, these these streamers and whatever went to Respawn and play a battle royale, and it's shadow dropping today." And I was like, "That can't be possible. There's no way Respawn is gonna shadow drop a battle royale game. It's Respawn. They made Titanfall too, and lo and behold, they actually did.
Maniacs.
Hey,
And
it's popular though.
yeah, people still
It
play it.
worked.
So
It worked.
Mhm.
absolutely. I've also I'm seeing Tetris 99. That was on a Nintendo Direct. Am I
Oh
correct?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And it was like free if you had Nintendo Switch Online.
Nintendo
Um
Directs in general have a lot of shadow drops, like small stuff.
Didn't they do that Mario thing for the 35th anniversary? It was like the Mario
Yeah, the
uh
Mario 99 or
yeah.
35. I think it was
Was that
35.
oh
wasn't
yeah.
that a shadow drop?
I don't know if it was a shadow drop, but I don't
I
know.
feel like that came out the day of, well, and then they had the other stuff that came out later. But I could be wrong. Um HiFi Rush is like the first shadow drop that I've ever been like a part of, I guess, since I played it, but um I don't I can't recall ever really getting another game that was just announced the day of.
Well, did you play PT?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Okay. Cuz that you could consider that as well. It's not
Yeah.
like a full-fledged game, but it was just a mysteriously placed app on the PlayStation Store that took
Ooh,
off.
Yeah.
I got another one. Persona 4 Golden on PC.
Yes, I was gonna get to that.
Mm.
I don't even remember that being a shadow drop. I just bought it as soon
Yeah,
as
I
it
bought
came
it
out.
too. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna play it, but I'm giving you all my money. Here, you did a good job here.
Wow. Jeez. So kind of you. I
Yeah.
I know a lot of people wanted Silk Song, have been asking for Silk Song to be shadow dropped. I feel like that's been a discussion every time that Silk Song comes up. Is that they're gonna shadow drop it at the next Nintendo event or some shit.
Or
That
if
never happened.
Xbox and they slapped their, big dick on the table, they could just put it
Whoa.
on Game Pass
Whoa.
and
Wasn't it's coming to Game Pass?
it was announced at the Xbox show, but there was no Game Pass logo at the end of their trailer. Plus it's on like
Oh. Wait,
never mind.
was there not like a blanket announcement at the beginning, like everything you see here is coming to Game Pass day one?
Um that I can't be certain of.
I feel like there might have
But
been.
there is
I
that I promise you there is some uncertainty of
Okay,
whether it will be on Game Pass.
interesting. 'Cause that'd be
Well, speaking of yeah, what?
that would just be weird if it were like, why would it be at the Xbox event in
Marketing.
particular if it wasn't going to
Marketing
be? Yeah, which is even weirder because the first game's marketing deal was Nintendo, I'm pretty sure,
I know.
and the first trailer for Silk Song, I think, was at Nintendo.
Think so.
I could be wrong, so it's bizarre.
And speaking of Hollow Knight, was Hollow Knight on Switch shadow drop or no? Can someone confirm?
I don't remember. I
'Cause
googled
that's what
Nintendo shadow drops and it doesn't really give me a big list. It's like just showing me like individual articles for each different shadow drop. And I'm like, no, I just want a whole list.
And then there's Hades. It was announced at Game Awards. I remember that. And then I think there was some early access thing
Mm,
that
Yeah,
was
I think it went
available.
into early access and Epic right afterward.
yeah, there is a lot of that. I feel like it's like, and it's in
Early
early access
access,
yeah.
today.
I think actually, and then like the 1.0 was actually a shadow drop as well on Switch.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember that. Like I remember like that indie direct or whatever it was. Like it was announced, and then like the same day, I bought it.
Mm. They should do that with DLC more. DLC should be shadow dropped all the time.
Yeah, because no one needs big marketing for DLC.
Yeah, and you're not. There's no physical copies to deal with. Like,
I feel like there was a Smash Bros.
That'd be
DLC that was.
sick.
I don't want to say shadow drop, but like a release that same day.
Mm.
I just forget which character. I think it might have been Sephiroth. Can't remember.
In Ultimate?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Be
I
cool.
don't remember. So Sephiroth was weird because not weird, but like I remember they had the not the announcement of Sephiroth, like the showcase for Sephiroth or whatever,
Yeah.
where Sakurai like goes over their moves or whatever and their origins. But
Mhm.
then he like that's when like he'll normally like tell you like, oh, this character comes out this day. So he announces a release date, but then they added a feature in it where if you fight Sephiroth in the game, you unlock him earlier than the DLC
Oh
releases.
shit!
And that was fucking cool as fuck because they made it like a boss fight from like Final Fantasy VII. It was fucking dope.
Whoa, secret boss.
Yeah,
No way I would have been able to do that.
and he was actually pretty hard. He was actually pretty fucking
Yeah.
hard
Did he use supernova on you?
sometimes. I
What
tried
a
to beat him with Cloud,
ridiculous
but I just
animation.
couldn't. I couldn't do it. I was like, fuck.
Or what's his other? What's his other like huge ability?
Meteor.
Oh, meteor. Yeah, yeah. Stupid. That shit killed me. It's annoying. Yeah, they should do that with like games industry should just get together and be like, we're just gonna shadow drop DLC from now on. Every game. If it's downloadable content, it's shadow dropped.
Yes, every developer in the world they'll have a summit and they'll unanimously agree.
Yeah, here we go. It was like a cool like little mode they added where you fight Sephiroth one on one in a stamina match in the stage they got. So it was kind of like an RPG fight basically, which was pretty cool.
Whoa, that's cool. That's crazy.
And it plays One Wing Angel. You fight him, of course. Like
Obviously. God, that trailer when they announced Sephiroth was insane.
Yo,
That
for
was a
real, he just
dope
fucking stabs
trailer.
Mario when you see just hanging
Oh
off
my
the
God.
walls. Oh my
Like-
god.
Like I was obviously the most excited when they announced Sora, but I think the Sephiroth trailer itself was like the GOAT trailer. Like it was so good.
Yeah,
Just
you're
so just perfect.
they were just like, oh yeah, Super Smash Bros. Character at the Game Awards. I'm like, all right, who's it gonna be? I'm watching the trailer, and I'm like, oh, who's it gonna be? Like, they're not showing no hints so far. And then you hear the music, you're like, oh fucking shit.
You're like, no fucking way. And then he slices through the fucking light or whatever the hell. Ah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Sephiroth never leaves Cloud alone, even in Smash.
Honestly, dude. Oh my god. Now, Cloud was a base character, right? In Ultimate?
Yeah, Ultimate.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. God, insane. Absolutely insane.
Now Sora gets to beat his ass up.
Fuck yeah. Yep. And that's the chain. It's like rock, paper, scissors, you know?
Exactly.
Cloud or Sephiroth never leaves Cloud alone, and Sora never leaves Sephiroth alone.
Oh.
And then Ansem never leaves, or Xehanort never leaves Sora alone. I guess it's not rock, paper, scissors. It's more of a chain of command.
Did PlayStation ever have any shadow drops?
Not
Besides
that I
Pokemon,
can.
about-
can't think of one.
Not
Yeah,
that
I
I
don't
can think
really-
of.
Think of any?
They
Yeah,
like
they
to
don't-
market their
They don't
games.
feel like the type. Yeah,
Hmm.
they can't just put out. I mean, they could just put out Last of Us and then it still sell like hotcakes. But
You know what? They should shadow drop an Astros Playroom 2 is what they should do.
that
No.
seems more doable. Yeah.
That would be sick. I would love that. Subscribe. I would love.
They should shadow drop the new PS5 Slim. Just be like, hey, it's
That-
in your local Walmart right
Well,
now.
It's funny you say that because it felt like we were getting really close to the PS5 to just be shadow dropped.
It may as well be.
That thing took forever to be announced, and yeah, it might as well been because 5 people got it at launch. So I was
Yeah.
one of them, but
Yeah, like they fucking. I
Big-
forgot when the event exactly was, but it was like a few months before the console actually launched. Like
Yeah.
before we actually saw what it looked like.
and then
Compared to the Xbox, we saw it at the Game Awards
Yeah.
almost a whole year before.
And then Walmart just decided, hey, we're shadow dropping the PS5.
Oh yeah.
Because they're just
Wow,
like,
that was the time.
hey, we're putting
So
up pre-orders before anybody
Oh my
else.
god, that whole event. Sony pre-orders will open tomorrow. Walmart, you sure about
Jokes?
that?
No, now.
And then everyone else followed.
Luckily, yeah, everybody else did follow. Luckily, I got on Walmart because I saw some post on the kind of funny subreddit about how I was up on Walmart. Like, oh fucking shit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I had Wario64 tweets on, and I was out to go get it. I was at the pizza store to go get a pizza, and I got the
Damn,
tweet. I was like,
man.
oh fuck, I gotta run back home quick.
What a
'Cause I had to buy
time
two,
to
one
be
for me and
alive.
one for my stepdad. So I was like, oh shit, you gotta give me your card, man.
That would be awesome if one of the Nintendo, Xbox, or Sony just shadow dropped a console somehow. Make no sense.
Now.
It would make no sense. Download now. Wait, what? Switch 2. Shadow drop.
Yeah.
Shadow drop. Actually, I remind you, even the Switch, like we didn't know much about before release. Like they had that one trailer like in October, and then the event didn't happen until like January.
And then it came out
In March, yeah.
in March. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Will
That's
history
remember
repeat
that.
itself?
Jesus.
Maybe we'll figure out this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
What if the Switch 2 looks exactly the same as the first Switch, and like, so then they announced it, it'd be like, it already came out. You didn't realize it, but those boxes, the Switches you've been buying, that's a Switch 2. Didn't you notice?
That would be cool. That'd be really cool if that happened.
So I think we've talked enough about shadow drops. We all love it. We all have our dreams and wishes for games we like to just come out day one. Because everyone likes getting games in their hands early instead of getting delayed. But now let's move on to crossplay, where we talk about all the games that we've played in the past week. I don't got much. The same old with me. A lot of Persona 5 Royal. I'm on Okumura's Palace, and Eric, I don't know if you agree with me, but Okumura's Palace is just the worst. I dread it every time I come up to it, because I don't know if you remember the airlocks puzzle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I know
about? Yeah. I spent like half an hour on that yesterday, just because I unlocked the final, like, I unlocked the airlock that would have gotten me to the treasure, but I couldn't figure out the path to get there, and I just went around in circles because I was following a guide, but I lost my way in the guide. So as soon as I made one wrong step, like, it was all fucked. Like, the guy was useless after that, so I had to figure it out by myself, and it took a while for my brain to wrap around the idea and how to actually solve it. Man, that thing sucked. And I have to fight the boss like sometime today, and I'm not looking forward to that boss because it's just waves and waves of robots respawning if you don't kill them all at once. And the last time I played, I didn't have my own persona with psychic moves, so I couldn't really like capitalize on its weakness, and that took me like ages to beat it last time. Now I'm prepared. I know what's coming up, so I'm gonna beat Okumura's ass as soon as I get to it today.
I forgot. Did you play Royal already, or did you only play base game?
I played Royal.
Okay.
I did all of it.
So you know how that boss fight is a lot harder than it was in the original game.
Oh no, I didn't play the base game.
Oh, you don't? Oh my god. Let me tell you, they changed all the bosses to make them a lot clearer, but for some reason they made that one fucking a lot harder.
What the fuck were they thinking, hey?
And you know what's funny? It's actually easier if you turn the game up to the hardest difficulty.
I heard about that, but remind me.
So that boss, you get to defeat all the enemies that he summons in a certain amount of turns. I think it's like 2 turns is the limit. And if you don't kill them, if you kill one, but you don't kill them all, they just respawn. You have to kill them all at once. And it's like really weird that let me restart this. You have to kill them all at once, and in Merciless, the hardest difficulty in the game, all weakness damage is doubled for you and the enemies.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's actually a lot easier to kill them on the hardest difficulty than it is on the regular one. And And I know you mentioned the airlock earlier. I remember when I first played the base game that I had trouble with that. But then for some reason after I did the replay on the base game and then Royal, I found it I didn't find it as hard. I don't even know why, because like I never looked up a guide for it. I just like did it out of nowhere. And like I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. And I don't know if they
Well,
changed it in Royal or not. I really don't know.
I don't know either. But
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
dumb as hell. I always need a guide for puzzles in any game,
Yeah.
especially Persona.
I know they shortened that dungeon a lot in Royal. Like there's I forget if
Doesn't
it's
feel
in
short.
Royal. No, they shortened it a lot too. There's a portion where you have to like interrogate these robot bosses or whatever. I forget if
That's
that's
still there.
yeah, but you only do it once, I believe. In original, you do it like 3 times.
No, you have to do it. There's 3 sections where you have to interrogate
There's 3
robots.
sections. Okay.
It's still as long.
Well, then I know they changed something about that because it felt a lot shorter. I think it's like how many rooms there are in that one because I think yeah, I can't remember exactly. It's been a while since I played it, but yeah, that one and then the airlock and then the boss fight are like the boss fight is the biggest change in there because of just how it works and they made it harder for some stupid reason.
So I am grinding as much Persona 5 Royal as I can. I think I'm about, unfortunately, only halfway through the game, if not a little more. I'm trying to get through as fast as I can because I do fully intend on playing Dead Space Remake.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And I need to, because I know it gets like a small discount with EA Play, and EA Play comes with Game Pass. And so after I finish Royal, I'll get Game Pass for a month. I'll try out Hi-Fi Rush, and then I'll buy Dead Space forever. And that's my plan. What have you guys been playing?
Let me hop off in that Persona talk real quick because I tried Persona 3 Portable on Xbox,
Oh,
and let me
boy.
tell you, this is not a great port. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Really?
I mean, it's decent. Like if you're gonna play Persona 3 like on a modern console, this is obviously the only way to do it. So I appreciate them bringing it to modern consoles, but oh my god, the Persona 3 Portable. Let me give you a little backstory. Was the port to the PSP version to the PSP, and with that they had to make some cuts to make it fit all in that small ass UMD the PSP had. The UMD only had like I think about 1 point something gigabytes of memory, I believe. So you didn't have a lot of space to put in there. So they basically cut back on all the open world exploration, or not open world, but on the all the exploration based stuff in the world when you're not in the dungeons. The dungeon Tartarus itself is the only one you're exploring like in 3D. Everything else is in excuse me, is 2D visual novel point and click. And let me tell you, that doesn't really hold up on a traditional console like the Xbox. I think it's probably fine on like something like Steam Deck and Switch, but like on a sit down console, doesn't really hold up as well. They upscaled this game with AI, and like it looks a little off putting at some points. Like there's like it's really weird because like the textures like in the in like pre-rendered backgrounds sometimes it gets them right, sometimes it doesn't. Like sometimes there's a lot of blurry mess going around that the AI did not do well. The character models are, I mean, it's a PSP game, so it's gonna be blocky. They look really blocky. For some weird reason, the audio is like bad compared to even the original like release, where like it's like super compressed. The pitch is different for something. That's like it's really really bad. Like if we were able to pull up like a video, I could show you. But like right now we're just recording, so I can't. I don't know how much we're gonna do with that, but it's like it's really the quality is super bad. Like it was crunchy, it was low quality. It was just really really bad. I don't know what the heck they did to this port that made it do that, but it was not great at all. And so like I'm kind of like I'm not mad about it, but I'm like a little disappointed that this is one the version that they picked because I think Fez would have been the better version to pick. Then two, just like the low effort they put into this, like it's really really weird. And like if that rumor of Persona 3 remake is true, then why even portable? Like why what was the point? I don't understand like what they went into this. Persona 4 Golden, I haven't heard any issues about that port for that. I just assumed they took the PC port they took from years ago and put that on consoles, and that there's no problems with that. But Persona 3 Portable, it's a bigger issue. and at least it's only $20. But like even now, I don't think I'll pick it up at this point because it's not a good port, not at all. Also been playing some Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush. Oh my god.
Tell us about it.
I think we were all gushing about it at the end of that Xbox Direct. Everyone else on the internet was too, and it's definitely warranted. This game oozes like Saturday morning cartoon vibes. It feels like it's straight out of the PS2, GameCube, Xbox, Dreamcast era of games where it just has like that magic where the gameplay is just so much fun. It's so colorful. The story is like wacky, but it's like in a good way, not like Forspoken. Excuse me.
Oh god. Pew,
Like
pew.
I've seen people like complain about this game's writing and then compared to Forspoken, it's like one's trying to be serious, one's trying to be wacky. There's a difference, people. Like, come on. The world, everything moves to the beat. Like every single thing that happens in this game is on beat, and it's so good. I just finished. I believe it's the third level yesterday, where you meet like the JoJo posing guy, the second boss. Like he's like really weird. He does JoJo poses. I'm just like, I just laughed at it because it's like so ridiculous. It's just so funny. And this game, like I was like playing it a little bit. It took me a little bit to get into it because like it's like you have to fight at the beat, and like I'm good at doing the beat and stuff. It's just like, but it's also like a lot of things to like keep in mind because like keep in mind the enemies are moving and attacking. You have to move and
Yeah.
attack. But then like when you're in the flow, like yesterday I unlocked parrying, and oh my god, I was just like parrying everything. I was like, okay, 1, 2, 3, parry, attack, 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 and it was just it's so like when you're in that flow, you're like, oh man, this is fucking cool. So good. I can't wait to play some more. Like this is definitely like a pickup. If you're watching this and you haven't played Hi-Fi Rush yet, and you're worried about not being like a rhythm person, like pick this up. Like you don't have to be in rhythm. The game tells you like early on, like, hey, even if you don't hit it at the beat, your attacks are still gonna come out on the beat. The only thing you get if you hit on the beat is more damage. You're not penalized for not doing it on the beat or anything like that. So I say give it a try. It's so much fun. It's really
and there's
awesome.
also plenty of difficulty options, so
yeah,
you can pick the one that's right for you.
for sure.
And,
How's the
and
music?
there's quite a few
Oh.
accessibility options as well. Sorry, go ahead again.
How's the music? Are you a fan of any of the bands, Eric? Or
Music is pretty good so far. I ran into it's right now it's a lot of like original music that Bethesda made, but like the bosses are it's like the licensed stuff.
Mhm.
And
oh, okay.
when I did the first major boss was the wrestling lady. I mean, she was kicking my ass a bit because I was like, damn, like this game got a little harder, huh? But then I think it was just me like not figuring out like the rhythm for that specific song and like how she was moving because she does a lot. I ain't gonna lie, but then I got it down. I was like, okay, yeah, this is still pretty cool. But yeah, it's Hi-Fi.
What difficulty are you playing on?
I'm playing on normal.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
I ended up playing on as well. I had
Yeah.
started on easy when I streamed, but when I restarted it when I was playing off stream just so I could turn off streamer mode and play the first level on streamer mode, which wasn't much different, but the boss fight has a licensed song.
Yeah.
And also the intro song is different because the intro song of the game is Black Keys, which
Yeah.
that I'm upset by that. That's like the one thing upsetting about this game is that the only time the Black Keys are in it is that intro song. So you never actually fight to the Black Keys, which is upsetting because that's like out of the licensed bands that are in it, that's my favorite one. Like I love the Black Keys. So, but it's whatever. The game rules. Eric, did you play anything else before I
played more stuff? Played some Monster Hunter Rise with the homies on Xbox yesterday with me,
nice.
Sam, and Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
And I've played like 60 hours on Switch already, so just basically me like guiding them through what to do, guiding them through the multiplayer area. Sam looked like he was getting his ass beat a lot. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like all the monsters were just like rushing towards him a little bit, but no one died, so that's good. I mean, to be fair,
it was
we had multiple monsters on our ass a lot of times. Like for some reason,
ridiculous, bro.
All the monsters were attracted to each other and trying to fight each other.
And I didn't learn the controls, and that stupid gun lance sucks. All right.
Yeah,
It's
I
way
have
too
my set
slow.
weapons, so I use that.
Yeah.
And like yeah, the multiplayer area is a lot harder because I believe they scale the monster's HP for every person in the hunt. So that's
Oh yeah.
yeah. So like when me, Jacob, and Sam were there, it took a while to kill like the first monster we were doing. Um, but I think I've introduced him to Monster Hunter, like how the what's the word I'm looking for? The gameplay cycle or whatever, the loop. The
Yeah.
loop. There you go. So, which is you're hunting a monster, you're killing them
Sorry,
for to get crafting items. What's up?
Eric. Eric, I have to quickly interrupt because I am being called. I'm being summoned to shovel snow right now. Um, so may I ask one of you two to take over for me?
Crap.
No problem.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
I'm gonna have to mess with the overlay now.
Oh, I'll leave my camera on. It's okay, so I don't have nothing changes.
Oh, yeah. All right, that's fine. Bye, Gaff.
See you in a bit. If I don't come back, goodbye. See you next week.
Yep.
All
See
right,
you again.
bye.
So yeah, continue on the Monster Hunter. The loop, yeah. So the loop is basically where you go into a hunt, hunt a monster, either kill or capture it for its parts. You use those parts to make armor and weapons, and you repeat the cycle basically. Either you
Mhm.
can hunt the same monster again to get a complete set, or move on to the harder monsters and get even more, get different types of gear. And that's basically the loop. You go up in rank every so often, every couple of quests you do. You unlock a key, an urgent quest that'll boost your rank up, and then lets you fight harder monsters and harder missions. And Sam, I didn't really get like your opinion on it after we played yesterday. Like, what did you think of like a? I assume this is like your first time playing any Monster Hunter game.
Yeah. Well, I played like maybe 20 minutes of Monster Hunter World.
Okay.
Fought like 2 monsters. But yeah, I don't. There's a lot to the game. Like it's really complicated. Like there's just a lot of complications where it just seems like, oh, this could have been so much more simple. Like there's so much tutorializing that it just like throws it all at you right at the beginning, which is not great because then it's kind of hard to like remember everything because they're telling you everything all like back to back to back to back to back. I don't think it's a game that I'll play by myself. I think the only time I'll ever play it is with you or somebody else. I don't think I'll ever touch it. Now that I've gotten through the tutorials, I don't think I'll ever touch it by myself. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun enough game to like, play with friends.
Yeah.
But not anything that I don't think that will capture my attention to play it single player.
Okay. And then yes, moving on from Monster Hunter, the last game I played,
Oh.
the same game I played last week, Fire Emblem Engage. Let me tell you, I
Hey.
fucking finished that game. 80 hours. This is what unemployment does to you. You spent so many time on games.
It is. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, so I finished it at 80 hours. Did all the paralogs, which are the like side, which are like kind of like side missions and stuff like that. And the paralogs in this game, I'm kind of, I love the ones they have here, but I don't like how they're only for the emblems and to like basically boost their max bond level. So in this game, the paralogs are like side missions you can do. The ones in this game are around the emblems, and they are themed around the games they came from. So like the Three Houses one, you're fighting against Bylist in a trial, in a map from like Three Houses, and it's playing like a remix Three Houses theme. And let me tell you, the fucking remix music in this game, oh my god, so good. And like I like the idea of like you're going back to like previous maps in like a modern fashion and with this new music, and it's like it's pretty cool. But the only issue I have with it is that in previous Fire Emblem games, paralogs are where you would go to get new characters that aren't a part of the story. And there's only 2 paralogs in this game where you get side characters, and that's about it. Everything else is about the emblems, and I like it, but I kind of wish they had more for like more side characters and stuff like that. Even though I
Okay.
like had my set squad towards the end because like they only let you do 14 at max characters, but like I would kind of like to see like different characters that aren't introduced in the story.
That's
Yeah.
like going from Mass Effect 2 where you have like 12 squad mates
Yeah.
to the 6 in Mass Effect 3, where it's just like, oh man, really?
And like it's not a big deal because like the story like gives you a lot of characters. Like
Yeah.
a lot of my units that I have are like units that came in later on because
Mm.
it's another thing about this game where the units you get later on, they're probably gonna be better than the units you had early in the game, even if you like train them up, which is like a little weird. Cause like you put like all your heart and soul into this like training up this character, and then someone comes up and like outclasses him easily. And it's just like, oh, well, I guess I gotta use you because like you're fucking a whole lot better than this person here. Like I benched most of the early game characters. I'm not gonna lie. Like only a few of them stayed within my party.
Mm.
Story wise, I think all right. I might get a lot of hate for this. Maybe not. I think the internet kind of overblows how quote unquote bad this game story is. Like, I ain't saying it's a fucking masterpiece. I ain't saying it's Three Houses tier, but like the latter half of the game is definitely a lot more interesting than the earlier half of the game, especially like after chapter 17. Um, and even then, like after chapter 10, it gets like interesting as well because they put a little twist in there where it's like they flip your world upside down, and that one chapter, or I don't want to say too much, but that one chapter is like different from the other chapters. All I'll say, and then like another chapter 17 is pretty cool as well because they use the main gimmick of the game, and how do I say this without spoiling it? Let's just say they use the gimmick of the game very well in that chapter. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, you know that the internet is a place of hyperbole. So if it's not if it's not as good as Three Houses, it's fucking terrible. All right.
Yeah. Like I think it's equal to if people played Awakening, which was back in the 3DS. This is like I think it's like at least actually 10 years old at this point. I kind of felt the story was similar to that, and the supports, people like kind of hated on them earlier, saying they have no depth. Yo, a lot of the later ones are pretty fucking funny. Like there's this too that I mentioned I saw towards the end of the game. So you have this one character dude who's like a priest or whatever, but he's also like a party animal, all right? And then you have this prince who his brother is like the crown prince, so he's next in line for the crown, and he's like tough. He's ready to lead, but his brother, the other prince, is like he's like a introverted kind of guy. He likes to look down on himself. He's like, oh, I'm not worthy of this. So the party animal, do the priest and the introverted guy, the party animal priest takes him to like a party. And so like the first one, he's like, oh man, I don't like partying is not for me at all. It's not, I can't do it. And the party guy was just like, come on, like I just saw you standing in the corner. You got to go into the dancing room next time. And then so the next support, the final support, they meet together, and like the party priest guy, his thing is like he goes "Aroo," like a party animal kind of guy. And then so I wish I have to post this video like later on Twitter. It's so fucking funny. So the priest guy walks up to the introvert guy. He's like, hey, all Chris, how was that? And then he just screams out, "Aroo!" And it's just so fucking funny. I have to post it. I was laughing when it happened because it's something you did not expect at all from him. It's so fucking funny. So,
oh my god!
I think the supports are a lot better than people will say. Like these characters are all fucking goofy, and I'm here for it. It's great. I like this game. It's gotta be it reinforces my love for Fire Emblem. Like I was talking about it in the chat. I've only played Awakening, Three Houses, Echoes. I haven't finished yet, but I'm getting to that. And now this, and I kind of feel like it shot Fire Emblem up like my favorite franchises here because the gameplay in this game is so fucking good. Like I think it's the best of the ones I've played so far, and I need to see how the DLC is gonna be because I don't think I'll do like there's no new game plus currently, and I finished all the paralogs and all the side stuff, so there's like nothing I can really do right now. But
yeah,
I'm looking forward to like whatever the story DLC they're gonna have is. So there's that.
Maybe you'll be shadow dropped.
Maybe. Who knows? DLC is a lot more likely to be shadow dropped. Yeah. But
yeah.
I enjoyed my time with this game. Again, story's not as good as Three Houses, but my god, the gameplay, I fucking love it. Like that final map, those final two maps, oh my god, they tested my skills for sure.
Thought you were gonna say they tested my will. Will and skills. All right, that it. That's all you've been
Yep,
playing.
that's all I've been playing.
All
Oh
right.
wait, sorry,
Well.
one more thing. I totally forgot
Mhm.
about it. GoldenEye 007 came on Game
Oh yeah.
Pass. Um, it's all right. It's um. So the Xbox version, I will say the controls they feel like a modern shooter, so that's pretty good. But like,
Oh okay.
I mean, like it's GoldenEye. I mean, like it's pretty easy now too with the dual stick with the dual sticks because like the
Mm,
game was not intended for it to be played like that at all.
yeah.
It's insanely easy. Um, but there are some things where it's like, well, the second level, like towards the end, there's like infinite spawning enemies, and I didn't know that, so I just kept shooting, and I eventually died. And I was like, oh man, okay, well, this is GoldenEye, huh? But the ports apparently aren't that good. I watched like it's weird because like you would think on an Xbox Series X or S that it would have stable frame rate. No,
hmm
it's at 30 FPS and it drops occasionally. In the textures, you can like see where the textures end and where they begin. Like you can see like visible lines of like where they begin and end. Like it's really, 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 really weird. And like apparently you can't buy GoldenEye separately. Like you
Hmm.
have to have Rare Replay or Game Pass. And if you have the physical version of Rare Replay, you don't even get it. You have to have a digital version of Rare Replay, which is really weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a whole bunch of licensing stuff because I've been an issue with this game for the longest time ever. But yeah, that's GoldenEye. Um, maybe I'll keep playing it. Maybe like on my downtime, just like listen to like a YouTube video while I'm playing it. But like otherwise,
Yeah.
it's GoldenEye.
It's GoldenEye. Hasn't changed.
Nope, not at all.
Still old. All right. Well, I played Monster Hunter, like you said. And I've already said my piece on that. I also hopped into some Deep Rock Galactic with Cody this week. That game continues to be probably my favorite multiplayer game out there. I absolutely adore it. And you learn new stuff every time you play. Because I bought one of the drinks from the bar in the hub area, and you drink it, and then shit just starts exploding. It's called like Flintlock, like or something like that. So it's like you're shooting a gun and you have like this
Oh my God.
insane amount of recoil. So you drink it and you start just getting like launched fucking everywhere. And I was like, oh my God. I did not see that coming. It was insane. I love Deep Rock Galactic. It's a great game.
I have it downloaded, so next time we have a game session,
Yes,
that's what
dude.
we playing.
That's exciting. I've also been playing some Mass Effect 2. It was its anniversary on Thursday, I think it was. So I was playing that. Well, I was in the middle of a playthrough, so then I ended up streaming some Mass Effect 2, some of my playthrough, on its birthday, 13 years. God, what a game. It's my favorite game. It's my favorite game ever. And it was funny hearing Gaff talk about like how he dreaded the dungeon persona. There's missions. There are missions in Mass Effect 2 where I just dread every time I play. I'm like, I know I can get past them. I've beaten this several times. Right now I'm playing on veteran. I've played on hardcore before, so like I've beaten it on a even harder difficulty. But like every time I'm like dreading like multiple areas where I'm just like, this part's hard. And of course, where I was in my playthrough when I streamed, I was at a mission that has one of those spots at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I got through it without dying. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, why have I dreaded this? Like, I don't know. It's just this one enemy that is like, usually, I feel like in the past, the enemy has like kind of just come straight to me a lot faster. And this time it kind of stayed, it got close to me, but then kind of stayed. So I could like stay in this cover spot. So it was really weird. So I was able to take it out. Yeah, it's just funny because like that's like obviously it's probably the Mass Effect games are the games that I've played through all the way the most, and like every time there's these certain spots where I dread, like the in Mass Effect 1, because I was watching Cody play it couple weeks ago, and he was at you were on that. You were
Yeah, I
in
was
chat,
there.
right?
I was there, yeah.
That spot where he kept dying, I dread that every single time. It's like probably the hardest part in the entire trilogy for me. Like, and I didn't die this time either. Playing it. I think that one has gotten easier the more I play it, but it's just like that part sucks. And I feel like that's definitely a barrier to entry there, because it's pretty like early on in that game. It's tough. So yeah, that's Mass Effect, Monster Hunter, Deep Rock, and now we come back to Hi-Fi Rush, capping off the episode with the game that inspired the topic of the episode.
Hell yeah.
And it is hard to describe how much I love this game. So I finished it last night.
Oh, you finished it?
I rolled credits last night. And after the credits rolled, it introduced all this endgame content.
Mm.
And usually when that happens, I'm like, I'm probably not going to do it. When this happened, I was like, fuck yes, I am so excited to be able to play more of this game. And just go around and like, I probably won't, I don't know that I'll 100% it. And I'm not going to get all the achievements because there's difficulty achievements, which kind of sucks. But I get that for the type of game it is. Yeah, I'm excited to just jump back in and like just figure out this endgame content and stuff. I'm very glad. So I ended up starting recording the gameplay last night with like 2.5 hours left, I think. So I think I have like 2.5 hours of gameplay recorded for it.
Yeah.
Not of me at all, just the gameplay, because I'm going to use it for like videos and stuff. I'm very happy that I did that. There's a moment in this game where I just sat back and I'm like, this might be the most hype video game moment I have ever experienced. I was like, are you like, I was like laughing my ass off at how ridiculous the thing that was on my screen was going on. I was just like, oh my God, dude, this is insane. This is awesome. Like the game itself, like tight gameplay, like it controls almost perfectly. I suck at parrying, but that's my problem.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing, like for a game, like I don't like rhythm games.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only rhythm game I've ever really enjoyed a lot is Rock Band, and like even that I wasn't good at or anything. Like I can only ever play on easy because I couldn't get the whole like shift down to the other buttons or whatever. But yeah, as someone who doesn't like a rhythm game, it's shocking how much I enjoy this game. And if you're listening and yeah, you don't like rhythm games, Eric said this before. If you don't like rhythm games, who cares? Try this game out. It's awesome. And like I said, there's difficulty options. So even if you're not good at rhythm games, you can play on easy and you should be fine. There's accessibility options that make it a little easier, I believe, as well. Just incredible. I wish we did predictions this week. My prediction would be that this game is going to get multiple nominations at the Game Awards this year. Like, it's that good. And I honestly could, like, if Starfield doesn't hit as hard as I hope it hits, and like, obviously I like Zelda Breath of the Wild, but I'm not the biggest Zelda fan or anything. So that's like not, obviously that could be a contender. But what I'm trying to say is the best way I can describe how I feel about this game in one sentence is that I would not be shocked in this year if that it's my game of the year. Even with Starfield, Breath of the Wild, possibly that Star Wars game coming out, like it just rules. Like I absolutely love it. The art style is awesome. It's beautiful. Playing it on my 3080 with the DLSS is insane. Just spectacular. And just, yeah, everything is on rhythm. Like even, and the moment I was talking about earlier about the hypest moment is just perfect with that, like that added touch to where every sound effect and like movement is on beat with the song is just perfect. And like and the music is excellent. Even the non-licensed stuff is excellent. And there is a I guess it's still, I was gonna say there's a non-boss encounter that does have licensed music later in the game, but it's kind of a boss encounter, but it's more like freely moving, so through a level. And I think that's like the one scenario where the licensed music is playing over not just like a boss fight. And that was awesome. But man, it's just, I can't say enough about this game. I'm very excited. I'm gonna probably write a review on this game, make a video on it. It's fucking excellent, and I recommend that everybody plays it. If you want Game Pass, or if you have Game Pass, play it. If you don't have Game Pass, subscribe and play this shit because it rules. That's all I have to say. Eric, do you want to sign us off?
Sure, why not? It's been a while since I've done this, actually, so I need to remember. Thank you, but you caught me off guard there. Oh man, but that's been it for this week's episode of X Interact. If you liked our show, if you liked our show, leave us a like or a review on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever the podcasts are. That's also where you can find our show, because obviously that's where you're listening to it. But you can go to youtube.com/xinteract. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/ it's at xinteract_, I still believe, because we did not get
at
that
xinteract_ on Twitter.
Yep, that's where you can find all our updates on our podcast. Any clips we put, we'll put up on there as well. Also on YouTube, on TikTok, all those places. On our website, you can find all those links on there on podpage.com/xinteract. And until next time, I've been Eric, that's been Sam, and you keep trying to interact. I don't know.
Goodbye.
Those sign-offs never work.